I don't know about you, but I want to feel strong, joyful, loved, confident, full of vitality, in flow, aligned, flexible, sharp, sarcastic, intelligent, wise, educated, all the things. But I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling like myself. I still don't feel like I've cracked it, but I'm working on it. This is my story as I navigate perimenopause. I'm going to share my symptoms, how I'm reintroducing myself to myself, the experiments I do to feel my best, what I'm learning about women's bodies as we live through this phase of our lives, and strategies to build my dream life. I mean, we all deserve that, right? Hi, I'm Jen. My goal is to live life as my strongest through perimenopause, and hopefully, I inspire you to do the same and be an advocate for yourself as well. So imagine this. After months of dealing with symptoms, wondering if they were all in my head, wondering if they were lingering symptoms from a cold, or wondering if they were all because I was starting perimenopause, I finally get the courage to tell my husband about what I was dealing with. I'm not the type of person who likes to ask for help or admit that I even need it. So I remember clearly we had just had the most wonderful vacation at our favorite resort and had to do an overnight layover on our way back. We were killing time in this cute little restaurant at the airport hotel, sharing literally one of the best fire grilled pizzas. And the restaurant was empty. I'd had a glass of wine. Finally, I blurted out, I've been having ringing in my ears for months now. And I had already done loads of research, reading up on symptoms, so I knew there actually wasn't really much that could be done. So, thanks to wonderful work being done by people like Dr. Stacey Sims, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and Feisty Menopause to bring women's hormone health to the spotlight, I suspected that it was perimenopause. And my husband, being a problem solver and my greatest cheerleader, dove 1,000% in. We talked, we researched, and determined that I should book a doctor's appointment because some of my symptoms also presented themselves as heart disease. And so when we got back, I did just that. Now, I've heard all the stories about the medical system failing women's health, and I'm thinking, it can't be that bad, right? When I was booking my appointment, I told that I could only talk about one symptom because that's how doctors are so busy right now. So I told her that I wanted to talk to him about perimenopause. At my appointment, he was actually really great about letting me discuss all of my symptoms and concerns. He ordered a blood test to ensure my symptoms weren't something more sinister. And so at my follow-up appointment, I had confirmation that I didn't have heart disease, diabetes, or outstanding thyroid problems. So that's great. And he told me, I'm on my way there, but I'm not there yet. He couldn't even say the word menopause. So after discussing all of my symptoms and concerns with my doctor, I asked him what I could do to mitigate the effects of my symptoms. And his response was, just try to enjoy your life. Yeah, like I wasn't already doing that. This could have been a devastating thing for me to hear. And if I wasn't the type of person that I am, it could have been devastating. But really, it spurred me to dive deep into my own research and become my own advocate and take my own action. I'm a researcher by nature and profession, and a really good one in my opinion. And so this was just a different topic to apply my expertise to. I felt like this might be a good time to throw in some definitions, history, and stats that are super interesting and lay the foundation for this whole vlog. So what is perimenopause and menopause anyways? So menopause comes from the root word meno, meaning month in relation to the moon, and pause is the stopping of something. So menopause is literally the end of your monthly cycle. And it's actually technically only one day, which is the 1 year anniversary of your last menstruation. So that means perimenopause is the time near the end of your monthly cycle. The thing is that near can be anywhere from 1 to 10 years or more. So why is this such a big deal? The symptoms that we're experiencing are not just from getting old or in our head. Peri or menopause is caused by the decrease of production of estrogen in our bodies and the last of our eggs released from our ovaries. Now, there are estrogen receptors everywhere in your body, in every organ, in every system. It's not only the prime sex hormone in women or for regulating your menstrual cycle. It also affects things like your reproductive tract, the urinary tract, your heart, blood vessels, bones, breasts, skin, hair, mucous membranes, pelvic muscles, and the brain. So the symptoms that we experience can be associated with any of those systems. Now, every single female born human with a uterus will experience menopause naturally or by force if she's fortunate enough to live that long. This phase can literally be more than a third of a woman's life, and yet up until recent history, very little research or education, even for doctors, has been focused on it. And even now, experts in the field disagree about onset, symptoms, diagnosis, methodologies, treatments, regimens, and the effects on women's mental health. So learning this has made me realize I can't hold my general practitioner doctor to task on something that even the experts disagree on. So that being said, in Dr. Mary Claire Hiver's book, The New Menopause, she shares stories from women whose doctors made comments like, "Welcome to your new normal," or "Women use menopause as an excuse to gain weight. It's not real." Or "It's just a natural part of aging. Get over it." Sound familiar? Just try to enjoy life. In every other instance of losing functionality in our bodies, humans have created a fix, like losing your eyesight. We have glasses, contacts, or surgery for that. Have seasonal effectiveness disorder? We have vitamin D, sunlight lamps, therapy for that. Why should perimenopause or menopause be any different? Yes, menopause is inevitable, but suffering through it isn't. And so what I'm learning is that just like anything else in life, each woman is going to experience perimenopause differently. It's why we have to take ownership of our own journey, be our own advocate, our own cheerleader, experiment and have an open mind to help us design and live our dream life through this phase of life. It's this journey and how we share it that's also going to help shape how other women will get to experience it. Now back to my story. Hindsight being 2020, my perimenopause symptoms actually started quite a bit sooner than I or my doctor connected the dots to. About 2 years ago, I noticed that when I jumped or walked down the stairs, my knees made these crunching sounds. I had no pain, but obviously it wasn't normal. So I had x-rays, ultrasounds, tests that all came back normal. When I protested my doctor's definition of normal, he literally threw his hands up in the air to signal he didn't know. And that's how the conversation ended. I now know that crunchy knees or joints are a symptom of perimenopause. Some of the other things that I'm experiencing as I head further down this path are things like my periods are light with incredible migraines and bloating. I have painful skin around my anus before and after my menstrual cycle. I know, TMI, but let's not shy away from reality here. Hot flashes at night and some doozies during the day, like the kind where you have to run to the bathroom and like lean against the wall to recover. I always feel hungry and I never feel full. My Raynaud's syndrome is the worst it's been. I gained weight in my abdomen, even though I have I am active, and I am intentional about what I eat. Sugar cravings are insane. I've never had them. I always crave bread and salty things. Lack of focus, heightened anxiety, unwanted hair growth on my chin, forgetting words, trouble sleeping for more than 6 hours. I have bouts of vertigo, and the worst one is my tinnitus. It's just a constant ringing in my ears, and it's exhausting at the end of the day. Maybe you can relate to all of these. Maybe you have way more. Maybe you have some symptoms you didn't even know were associated with perimenopause. So I've created a free download for all the symptoms that I've found from various sources, and I'd love for you to use it for your own information or as a guide to speak with your doctor. And if you're looking for a doctor who is better educated around menopause, the Menopause Society has a website that has a database listing of doctors who've earned their MSCP credential in many countries. There may be a doctor or a few in your area. So I'm going to put the link in the description below, and you can hopefully find somebody in your area who can help you better than your general practitioner. Listen, we're not alone in this, and we're definitely not imagining our symptoms. So follow my story about how I unpack all of what I'm doing, what I'm learning, the experiments I'm going to do to have a strong pause, and design my dream life. Hopefully, my journey inspires you to experiment with what's right for you too. So feel free to comment below what symptoms you're experiencing, some of the things that you have done in order to mitigate your symptoms. Let's be supportive of each other, because the medical system isn't supportive of us right now. So let's build this community together, take ownership of our journey, and be strong in our pause.